called The Amateur. Stars Rami Malek, Rachel Brosnahan, John Bernthal, Michael Stahlberg, Holt McCallany, Julianne Nicholson, Angie Martinez, Adrian Martinez, and Laurence Fishburne. And this and this stars Rami Malek, and he plays the character called Charlie Heller, and he is a brilliant but deeply introverted decoder for the CIA, working out of the basement office at headquarters in Langley, whose life is turned upside down, and then his wife is killed in a London terrorist attack. And when his supervisors refuse to take action, he takes matters into his own hands, embarking on a dangerous trek across the globe, track down those responsible, and his intelligence serving as the ultimate weapon, eluding his pursuers and achieving his revenge. So that is a quick synopsis on what was happening. And coming out of the theater, I did not know what to expect from this movie. I went into it pretty modest, having seen a little bit of the trailers here and there, but knew it was kind of more of like a sci-fi thriller. Going into, I knew it was a sci-fi thriller going into it, and it had a lot of stakes, especially in the beginning because of what happened to his wife from the London terrorist attack that was made by these Russians. And so he ends up embarking on this long, heartfelt, revenge tour, revenge quest, and embarking on traveling all across the globe, all across the world, embarking on this journey just to try to locate and track down, these wife's killers. And man, I gotta say, the biggest, and I usually I do my pros and my cons. So yeah, the biggest pro throughout the movie was the beginning, the first act of the movie, man. It really was very, very straightforward, straight to the point. Uh, Especially Rami Malek as Charlie Heller. He was the big highlight of the movie as well. He was another big pro in the movie. He basically, knew all of the trades and tricks and all the treacherous and all the trickery that was going on inside of the CIA, inside of Langley, inside of this home basement office. He knew exactly what was going on. He knew exactly how to play his cards and how to play the game. And he kind of was doing all kinds of, computer network and computer hacking throughout. And he kind of just showed how smart and how intellect he was. And throughout the movie, and even in the trailers, even some in the trailers, especially Laurence Fishburne as Colonel Henderson, he was telling, even if I train you, you're not a killer, and he wasn't. Through the movie, he was not this killer at all. He was just going on this revenge quest, revenge tour, like I said before. And trust me, he throughout the movie, you'll see that when you watch it, you'll see that part. Um, and my thoughts about the movie is just, look, going into it, I know what to expect. Going into it, I had very modest expectations. One of my most anticipated movies of the year, and the reason why is because of the cast, and because of the kind of the genre that it was based on. And oh hey, what's going on, A-Dub? What's going on, man? Salute. Yeah, so going into it, I knew what was going in, and having that sort of like feel. And to me, I thought the movie was okay. I was not the hugest fan. I was not the hugest fan of the second half. I feel like the second half really kind of overstride the first half a bit to me. Made the movie feel plain, and made the movie feel plain and uneven at times. And that was the big problem, because I feel like the first half was phenomenal. I really was getting what I was getting my money's worth in the first half, because it turned into more of a sci-fi thriller. It turned into just like tracking down, locate the killers, venge quest. I really liked the way things was going and was heading and going into a lower direction. I really loved the way the first half was going into it, man. It just got straightforward and got straight to the point. Um, and that was, like I said, my biggest pros. The biggest cons throughout the movie is mainly the pacing in the second half. I feel like the pacing in the second half of the movie is what really did not come together. And that was the biggest drawback from the movie is I feel like the second half, it turned into more or less a murder mystery, who did it, who done it kind of story. And he wants to know, like, I want to know this particular person, even though in the first half, you already, the pacing from the directing standpoint by James Hawes, I feel like it wasn't as fully crisp. It wasn't fully edited and and it felt like it was cut on the editing room floor in the second half. The pacing was. I felt like it just did not really, it did not level out, and it felt to me kind of plain and uneven and beneath surface level. It kind of felt like uneven, and I felt like the tones also felt uneven because the first half it was just action. It was all action, good fight sequences. It got straight to the point, and I feel like in the second half, it got very plain and uneven, and it got all the way just it went into another direction where I was just like, why did it go? I was questioning, like, why did it go in this direction? Just it just made me feel like it was just uh, I just wasn't feeling the way the direction was going in the second half. It kind of just took a turn left, and it felt plain, it felt uneven, it felt very surface level to me, and that's where I have the bit of the flaws. And also, I feel like some of the acting, especially from Adrian Martinez, especially from, I'm trying to think of the other cast member. Hold on. Holt McCallany. I feel like some of their acting in the second half, they was very underutilized. You barely saw them in the movie. You barely saw them in the movie, and it didn't. You barely saw them in the movie, and it felt like in the second half, they just got they just got a little bit of less screen time. Like you saw them for like 5 or 6 minutes, and then you barely even saw them. And you saw them in the first half of the movie, like barely 5 or 6 minutes, but then you didn't even see them for the rest half of the movie. And then I felt like, you know, Laurence Fishburne had a really good performance, but he wasn't in the movie that for that much. Like he was there for the first half where he was training Charlie Heller, and then once he was training him, and then in the second half he started talking to the CIA agents down in Langley, and then you didn't really see half of it. You didn't really see half of it. You didn't really see half of it him until the very end. And it's like until the very end when he started talking to him once he completes his mission or he completes his quest. Yeah, I've been hearing a couple movies start off with high potential and then take a turn for no reason. And so some of the actors' performance was low key wasted. Yeah, I felt like those two actors' performances that I named, they kind of was very underutilized and was wasted because they didn't have a whole lot of screen time. And that was another big thing. It's like some characters, they just did not have enough screen time. I felt like Laurence Fishburne as Colonel Henderson could have been on screen a little bit more, you know, and I felt like there was certain things towards the end where as far as the ending is concerned, that I was not a fan of. I was not a fan of necessarily the direction. I'm happy though. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy though that um, Charlie Heller got his revenge quest and the way he earned it and the way he deserved it. And I'm not gonna spoil what happens towards the end, but I just felt like it could have been better if he would have just one off them, just off them. I would have one off the Russian guy. I would have thought that would have been very, very well put, very well bittersweet and well put together ending right there. But I felt like that part of the direction was just very, very modest. So yeah, my thoughts about the movie is it was all right. It was okay. I would not rush to the theater to go and see it, and I do feel like the pacing and the editing was very cut and dry in the second half. It kind of had problems, and I feel like some characters were wasted and underutilized. So go into this movie with very modest and maybe lower expectations. You might come out very satisfied, but overall, it was okay. It had some really good moments in the first half that I really enjoyed, and it had some really good fight sequences in the beginning. And then I felt like certain things in the second half just felt a little bit rushed. Certain moments, certain character moments felt rushed and underutilized, and I felt like some things just felt like. And as far as the storytelling took a turn left, it felt like it was just a murder who did it, who done it story. And I've seen this plenty of times. I've seen plenty of movies like this before, and that was just the disappointing part. So I would have to give this on a rating scale out of 10. I'm kind of feeling a 6.5, and that's where I'm kind of standing on right now. It's just a 6.5. I give it that. It's not bad or anything, but it's just like just a little bit disappointing. But tomorrow I'm gonna give you guys another review for the movie Warfare, co-directed by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland, who did the war movie last year, Civil War. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, so I do a 4-star rating. Sound like a two. Yeah, about a 2.5. About a 2.5. It's a good watch. Definitely give it a good watch. Um, yeah, definitely watch it one time, but you're not gonna have those wow moments, those wow factor, those shock value moments. But yeah, I give it like a 2.5 star out of 4. That would be the rating I would go with it. But I still say check it out, but wait till it comes on streaming. I would not go out and rush to the theater and see it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Thanks to thanks to everybody who was watching, and salute to A-Dub for coming in and chatting with me, man. It'll be interesting if they would have got Christopher Nolan for, in my opinion. Yeah, Nolan knows how to do sci-fi, and he also knows how to do just he knows how to really he knows how to bring the best out of the actors. He knows how to really bring the best out of the actors, and he knows how to tackle, deep conceptual storytelling. He knows how to do that very well, and I don't think that James Hawes did that well. Um, so that's what I probably would say. But yeah, yeah. So definitely give this one a chance, and tell me what you guys think about it down in the comments section. And tell me what is your favorite sci-fi movie, and also what is your favorite like murder mystery, who did it, who done it story. So yeah, him and Rami would have been dope too. Yeah, yeah, no, that would have been crazy. That would have been something special right there. Would have loved to see that. So yeah, man, I'm about to head on out of here. So tomorrow I am going to do the movie review for Warfare. So look out for that as well. And I'm definitely excited for that as well. Also, I'm definitely excited about the Ryan Coogler movie with Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Delroy Lindo, movie called Sinners. That's supposed to be coming out next week, April the 18th. I cannot wait to see that as well. That's gonna be crazy, sick vampire movie, and Michael J. Jordan playing two version characters of clones. That's gonna be something sick right there, man. I cannot wait to see that. Um, so yeah, I am done. I am out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Like my man said, hit the like button and subscribe. And Mission Impossible Superman, let's go too. Yeah, I cannot wait for those as well. Especially the final one, the final reckoning, man. That's gonna be crazy, man. Tom Cruise on his ish, man. He's definitely just absolutely on a rampage, on a tear, bro, like he always does. And I did a whole live cover. I mean, I did a whole live coverage on the David Corn Sweat. You know, his thoughts about him playing the role, and I also did a preview of the and what James Gunn was talking about from the trailer. I think he was talking about that at the Comic Con. So I talked about that as well. Not the Comic Con, my fault, but he was at a film festival. Excuse me. But yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you for watching.